Morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. So I hope you are doing well. I'll start the session in 2 more minutes. Okay. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay. So in the last session, we discussed about GANs, right? So it is one of the generative model we are discussed, right? So we'll go furthermore and we'll understand so how we are going to see one more model, okay? That is RAG. So we'll discuss about this RAG in this today's session. We'll see how this RAG is going to work, okay? So Neeraj, please check with your internet connection. Let me share my screen once. Guys, is this visible? Are you able to see the screen? So is this visible? Yes. Okay. So I'll discuss in this session about RAG. So RAG is one of the models. So generative model in generative AI. So why they introduce this model? So in the previously, before moving to the RAG, we'll discuss in detail why they introduce this model. Okay. RAG is nothing but retrieval augment generation. So augmented generation, nothing but it is going to retrieve some information. Okay, it is going to retrieve some information and it is going to be augmented and then finally it is going to be generated. Means how it is going to work. Then what is the use of this using RAG? We'll discuss. Okay. So today's agenda. So what we are going to discuss means introduction to RAG. So we'll understand complete what is mean by RAG and why we need to use RAG components and building pipeline of RAG and RAG performance evaluation. So these things we'll discuss in this session, guys. Okay. So what is the RAG? So what generally RAG will do? So why we need to use, why we need to approach this RAG model means nothing but see RAG is retrieval augmented generation means nothing but so for example there is LLM. So you are working with an LLM or else you are working with the generative model, one of the Gen AI model. Okay. So while working with that model, so you and your company is working on one of the model. So you train the one model. Okay, you have trained one LLM. You have trained a LLM just from last few days ago. Okay, till what are the data you have last till yesterday, you're going to have some data, right? So you had that data. So using that data you have trained one model. Using that data you have trained one of the model. So if so every every able to uh, take fast, right? So if you have cost cuttings, so you need to in financially, you need to um, you need to collect the data every day. So it is going to be a hectic task. What is generally built till now, the what 6 months of update the data every 6 months. So this is how the model example that's uh, extract information from that article and got it LL. So what is the user ask Oh, sorry for that issue, guys. Okay, let me share the screen again. So that is the thing why we are going to use this RAG means generally. So this RAG will help you to do this process means without training your model for n number of times, right? So we need not to update our model every time. Okay. So we need not to update our model every time. So we can get these things finished. Okay. Means like without training a model, we can extract the information from the articles, whatever, maybe articles, it may be PDF, it may be documents. Okay, so we can extract the information from there and we can go further. Okay, so no need to, it is can save our cost not only for this purpose, we can use this log for different purpose. Okay. Next. So it's a boost the LLM adding external knowledge during the response generation. Yes, right. So it is going to provide some more information. It is going to provide some more information to the model. So it will help you. The model will try to give the accurate information, right? So because the external information is added to the LLM, based on that, it is going to boost the model activity. Okay. Retrieves the real time. Yes, a real time relevant documents like static pre-trained model. So it unlike, so how the static models is going to work, it is not going to not going to work like that. It going to boost the model in a way that so you can work easily, so it will give the accurate information, means real-time information, enhance accuracy and context relevance and minimize the hallucination. So it need not to alluse. So if you ask for today's date, or if you ask for what is the thing happened today, okay, so what we expect for tomorrow, so in that way it may go to hallucination, means it need to analyze the past data and it need to say. So but if you ask right now what is the time and date today, so it not LLM is not going to able to give the answer. But if you ask right now the models has been updated to RAG, then it is going to give, because that they are integrated with this model, so it is going to give the right now what is the information you want, it is going to get. Okay. And ideal for tasks like enterprise support and domain specific area and question and answering. So in that areas, this model generally is going to be used, guys. Okay. So historical background. So what is the thing happened? So to came this into markets, what is the main thing? Origin NLP. The concept of RAG area from in, so in NLP, what this NLP in the RAG will do means intersection with the traditional natural language processing techniques and modern neural network approach, aiming to bridge the gap between data retrieval and content creation. So in this area, it will act like as a bridge, guys, right? So like NLP. So in the task of NLP, you know what is the thing is NLP, natural language processing. So it will mainly used for to process with the different languages, and it will help that to in a lot of fields like translations, and not only that, it in chatbots, so text generation in this area. So these RAG became more popular in that areas. So next, evaluation of techniques. So they are years after years, the RAG was introduced the past only, but years of years. So they used in machine learning, deep learning and semantic search, leading improve the performance of various NLP tasks. So if you take as in a search engines, right? So in that area also they're going to use this type of RAG to get the context information. Context is nothing but the meaning. So generally how the humans will understand the text by meaning, right? So if you say that it is a background, so what is the meaning of background? Means back of us or back of an image, right? So we say it is a background, right? So past thing, so back of us, so that we are going to understand a word in the meaning, right? So this RAG is generally going to help in that way. So it's not going to search only for the similar words, it also going to search for the meaning of that word. So means when you give any sentence or a word, it will search for similarity as well as meaning of that word, and based on that it is going to work, guys. Okay. So key contribution. So nowadays the researchers institutes what they are going to do means played vital role. So this RAG became one of the popular for these type of models. So modern landscape is evolving. So nowadays they are using RAG too much. Okay, so they contributed with AI and just using too much to development process. Okay, so this is how the RAG became popular in from past. Okay, first it was in NLP, so it played a vital role there itself, and started with going through technical. So when the technology, when they're getting every day, they're getting updates. So this RAG is used for every update. Things like it is maybe machine learning, deep learning, or like it is maybe in a word context, or an NLP task. So this became popular and used there itself. Now we are in the era of Gen AI era. So in that era also they are using these RAG models. Okay. So why does it matters? Why we need to consider first of all RAG? So we have question, right? So why we need to consider means we know that. So it is going to bridge. It is going to fill the gap between the past data and present data, right? So in real time external context. So what they're going to do, if you want at the point of time you want information through the LLMs, then you need to use RAG. So because if you are not using RAG, then it's not going to give the present time. Present data, right? So that is a thing. And reduce the hallucination, because if the model haven't used RAG, then if you ask for question for what about tomorrow and what about today, then the model is going to the hallucination, means it need to think so what is going to happen, because it need to process the previous data and need to give the past information. And improves accuracy and trust in AI generated content. Yes, so because see, today was thing happened. So something has happened. So if you ask for tomorrow, or if you ask yesterday that what happened today, so if you ask going to ask in that way, so it need to give the right answer, right? So what does the instance happen? For example, let me give an example. So you are what is a stockbroker. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to buy stocks and you need to sell the stocks. So in that area you need to know that is that any company is facing issue. For example, consider as a Tata. So Tata is going to face any issues tomorrow, or else today, or else you need to know that is there anything about the stock market, or is there anything news about companies getting crashed, or company got lost. So that information I need to know. Today's information I need to know, because I need to buy today's sales, right? Today I need to buy a price, means shares from the stock market. So in that areas I need to know that articles has been released by any of the company. For example, the company which was facing issues with the projects, so they will say that just we are lost $2 million, so that we are stopping this project. So in that scenario what happens, the market will definitely it is going to be go for the losses. So in that type of articles I need to know. So what I will do, I will without RAG it may not possible. If you use RAG, so what it will do, it will go for the article, search for that companies, that search engines, and it will get that articles, and it will read the articles, and it will understand, and it will give you the answer. No, it's not going to affect anything about stock price. So in that way it is going to give the response, guys. So this is how the stock price, this is how the RAG will help in that scenarios. Okay. Scales well dynamic is domain specific application. Yes, what are the domain you will use? If medical, it may be finance, right? So in that areas it will work well, right? And support explainability, means showing sources behind the response. So what we are expecting, for example, if you ask that I need to know about there is tomorrow is a cricket match or not, about a particular team. So it will analyze is there or not, what are the things, what is the BCCI going to do. In that way it will analyze, and it is going to give the complete information us. So it's not going to provide in single sentence, yes tomorrow there is no match. It's not going to respond like this. It is going to give the complete structure and format to us, right? So and also it enhances the user experience in chatbot searches and support system. Yes, this is how it is going to work, guys. So use cases, coming to the use cases of RAG is nothing but customer support chatbot. In the place of customer support chatbots, it will help. And enterprises knowledge search, means nothing but if that enterprises was moving to forward, so it need to get the information. In that way research information it will provide. So in that areas also this RAG is generally used. And research assistant, so it will use for research assistant as well, educational. So these are the different use cases of RAGs. So, and moving to in detail about RAG. So, I think you know about we have discussed already. We discussed in the starting of this generative AI. So, there is a two things that generative AI and discriminative AI. So, what is the mean by generative AI and discriminative AI, guys? Anyone? Just let me know what is mean by generative AI and what is mean by discriminative AI. So what is mean by discriminative AI and what is mean by generative AI? Yeah, that's good. So generative AI going to do something that it is going to generate the new content based on it may be past data. So it's going to generate the new content. It may be a video, audio, whatever may be, and it discriminative AI is going to work act like as a prediction and do the classification tasks, right? So that is the difference between discriminative and generative AI. So here you can see that it is just classifying between different between cat and dog. So it is classifying these are the features belongs to cat, like blue, all blue dots are belongs to the features of cat and the green dots belongs to the features of dog. If I give the new features, if I give the new features, based on that it is going to define which one is cat and which one is dog, right? So that is the thing of discriminative AI. Discriminative AI generally do that. It will predict. So it will predict the based on the past data. It will predict and classify the data. Whereas coming to the generative AI, based on the features, what it has learned, okay, what is that it has learned from the past data. So it's going to generate similar type of data. It will try to generate the similar type of data, unknown data, right? It is going to generate new content based on the past data. So coming to why we discuss means this is a RAG will do both things, right? So it will do the both things. We'll see that how it is going to do. So the key functionalities of RAG is retrieval. This is where the most relevant information is identified from the external data. So what it will do, it will search for the extra documents, right? So for example, you read the complete textbook for your exam. So there is exam in the is going to come in a few more days. So you read complete textbook about all the information about the subject topics all you covered. But if your friend gave the question papers, if your friend gave the question papers of past one last exams, for example, the exam has had in the before last year and before last year, so he gave the example sample papers for you. So what happened, you're adding that extra information to your what you read till now. So you are going to add that information to that, right? So in that way, this is a retrieval augment generation is going to work in that way. So what are the information? Already LLM is has been trained with the huge information, but this retrieval, what it will do, it will go for the external and it will understand article, and it is going to extract the information from the document, and after extracting it will involve in the processing and analyzing. Means that data is need to be converted into how LLM need to understand, right? So this is the section we call augmentation. So it will involve in processing, it will involve in analyzing. So it will format complete information to the LLM will use that summarize, and it will give the accurate information what the user asked. So the LLM has already trained, right? So it got extra information, it will take that information and it will learn, and it will what is the user going to give the query, so that query it is going to take and analyze, and it will analyze from the data which has been sent by retrieval, which has been sent came from external. It will search in that and it is going to give the information. So now we think that LLM is working with the current data also. So in that way we'll think, but it is the thing background, it is going to happen. This is the thing is going to happen, guys. Okay, generation with the retrieved and augmented information, the end LLM generate the better context response, right? So this is the thing is going to happen in a RAG. So the components of RAG. So what is the, this is a architecture of RAG. So how it is going to work and what are the things it is going to use. So data sources, like you can give the PDF, HTML. Yes, you can give the PDFs, HTMLs, and CSS files, CSV files, as well APIs, URLs, so databases. You can whatnot. You can give anything of a document format, means in the text context format. It will take that format and it will start doing this process. Okay, knowledge base we'll discuss, and a retrieval model. So embedding model. So here already the knowledge base had the information, right? So knowledge base already have the information, so it will use that information and it will start performing the operations, like it need to convert into vector, right? So the LLM is not going to understand directly text, so for that it need to do some process, so that is going to be done by a retrieval model. And they finally approach the, after converting the complete information into a vector format, that is passed to generator model. Generator model is going to generate the information. Okay, so this is how it is going to happen. So coming in detail, we'll discuss a bit in detail about the components. Knowledge base, so it will load the data first. So what are the documents you have, you will load the data, like it may be different formats. You can see here, like it is like PDF, URLs, JSON format. Okay, images you can pass in that any different way of format, and it will split the data. First, it will split the data. For example, we took as a text data, so it will split the data into different formats. After that, it will start embedding and it will store that information. It will store information in knowledge base. Okay. So next, retrieval and generation components. So here it will pass that what are the information has been stored in knowledge base in a vector form, right? So this is how embedding will do. Embedding will do? Embedding will convert the information into vectors, and vectors will be stored in vector DB storage, like databases. So that information is going to be passed, and it will do one thing, that when the user asks the query, so that query is going to be decoded. So now the query and the documentation means previously we stored vector information in knowledge base, right? So using that knowledge base, what happens, it will combine both. One is query, so which is asked by the user. So using that query, another one is documentation. It will combine both, and it will start similar search. Means it will start, is there any related information which was asked by the query? So using that query, it will search in the document, and based on that, it is going to generate the response. Okay, so this is the thing is going to happen in retrieval generation. So this is a RAG system workflow. So it will user will ask for a question. User will ask for a question. The next retrieval option will specified, means it will search in the documentation is going to be added to the system, and then the documentation, using the documentation in question, it will search in the document, and it will pass to generator will generate the response. Generator, nothing but LLM will generate the response. So this is how the system workflow. So these are the things we are going to have in the RAG, guys. Query encoder. So right, first the user will ask that. So you asking the question is converted by using query encoder, means embedding generation, and it will send to the retriever, finds the relevant document from the knowledge base based on the query asked by the query. So next, the knowledge base, it will search in the knowledge base, and knowledge base is going to have the PDFs, all the things, no? And based on that, it will going to have the records. So based on that information, it will going to have the records. So using that records, it will generate the information. So this is the thing that I'm going to work. So okay, after generating, how we know that the model has been generated the accurate information? So we are going to for retrieval evaluation, means nothing but, so while it is extracting information, sometimes it may miss important words, sometimes it may miss the important context, sometimes it may miss similar context. So we need to check that is it extracting information is from the document is right or not. To evaluate that, we have recall, k, and precision, and mean reciprocal rank, and normalized disconnected. So discounted cumulative. So again, so these techniques we can get to know that how the model is performing. Okay, so retrieval, how it is working, we'll get to know. Okay. Next, after retrieving, generator may do some mistakes, right? So to analyze that, to get the accurate information, we are going to use F1 score, log, and blue. So like this, BERT score. So like this, we can use different types of functions to evaluate the generation evolution. Okay, guys. So this is how we are going to evaluate the model is performing well or not. Okay. So if in case if the models are not performing well, you can use this type of techniques to get the better and best results. So fine tune the retrieval model. Fine tune is nothing but you are going to give the documents, means you are going to pass some more documents to it, and check the optimized generation model, means you need to try to reduce the loss while generating by the model. And continuous learning, you need to allow the model to learn more. And the re-ranking and scalability, so it need to give the ranking of the context, means which one is better matches, so it is going to give the re-ranking, so then you're going to get the best outputs. So feature scope, generally we have discussed, right? So it has been used in many fields in the use cases. So improved accuracy and readability and the domain specific knowledge. So integration and real time knowledge updating. So in the better tool integration like this, going to be used in a number of areas. I hope the RAG is clear. So now we'll see the implementation of RAG. Okay, practically will understand. Is this clear, guys, with the RAG? Okay, we'll see the practical, guys. Just a minute, I'll share my screen. So I hope you're clear with the RAG. So we'll see that practical implementation, how it is going to work. Okay. So this is a VS Code, guys. So while implementing, I think you already used the VS Code. So just I'm going through it. So This is a VS Code. So here we are Explorer and the search control and the source control. So this is a debugger and this is extension. So what are the extensions you want, you can upload. So this is a navigation menu. So click on that and a file, and if you have the folders or files you can open, or else you can create your own file here. Okay. So I'm just creating my app.py file. Okay. This is a RAG implementation. So I'm just creating a file with the name of app.py. So this is how it is going to look. Okay. Are you able to see the screen? Is it visible? Just if not, just let me know. So I'm just importing some libraries. Let's see here. Streamlit as ST. Okay. So I'm just importing Streamlit. So I imported operating system. So I think you know the Streamlit. Streamlit is a framework, guys. So using this Streamlit, it will help you to do the task. You can create a web page. So you can go through it. It is a framework to create a web applications. Okay. So I'm just importing from line chain. So I'm going to use LangChain community dot document reader. So I need document loaders. So if I pass any document, it need to load, right? So in that scenario, I'm just using this. So I will use web-based, guys. Okay. So this is a web-based loader is nothing but, so in a LangChain, there is a library from the document loaders. I'm using the web-based loader, means nothing but if I give any URL, this will take that article and it will load. Okay. So that is the thing. Next, I'll use text splitter. Yes, I'll use this one. Okay. Next, after that, I'm just going to use Google Gemini Vertex embedding. Okay, I'm just use Google Gemini Vertex, so it will help to do from line chain. Okay, line chain, Google Gemini import, import Google generative embeddings. I'll use this embeddings. Okay, so these embeddings which will convert the information into vector form. Okay. Yeah. Use vectors community, LangChain community vectors chroma. And next, already I used the retrieval, right? Use retrieval. And next, from LangChain, Google Gemini import. chart generative. Okay, so this is the libraries, guys, I'm just using for my projects. That so I'm just what are the libraries I just use here means one is web-based loader. So I already said this using this web-based loader, what happens if I give any URL in the article URLs, so it will go there and get the article URL and it will extract the information from that article. So like where we going to use like stock price. So when we want to invest something, so we need to search in some newspapers, is there any article about the company or the thing. So in that scenarios, I can use this type of web-based loaders to load the things. And this queue character, so what it will do means it will split the information to text splitter. It will help in that scenarios. And next, generative AI embeddings, so it will convert that vector embeddings, means like convert the information. And chroma is nothing but it is a database. It will store my vector information like knowledge base, I said no. So this is the chroma. Next, it will use chart Google generative AI to generate the information like LLM. I'm going to use this as like LLM. And next, retrieval. So retrieval, it will retrieve the information. So these are the libraries just I have imported. I hope the thing is clear. Now, I need to get the access key, guys. So what is this access API key? I think you know, right? Have you seen API key? So have you ever seen the API, how to get API key? Any LLM? Do this. Okay, guys. Yeah, Hugging Face is going to give the free API key. So do you know how to get the access of API key? Okay, then I'm just using my Google API key, guys. Okay. Just I'm going to use API key. So here I'm going to place my API key. Next, I need to check that with the OS environment so that my API key, provided API key, is correct or not. Okay. Now, so I need to ask the set configure the page. Okay. So I'm just setting my title. Okay. For the title, I'm just going to give the configuration. Title is nothing but in my web page, it need to show that a title. So what is the purpose of this? Okay. I'm just setting it up. Set configuration. Okay. Page configurations. Page conf. I'm just going to use here. Web document QA. Okay. Let it be. We'll change afterwards if needed. Okay. So page icon. So it is saying that it is in a book format. Let it be. So title, web document, question answering. Okay. Let's take that. So this is my title of my web page. So it is going to come on the top of my web page, guys. Okay. Like heading of that page. Just give space and ST route. So we going to ask enter a URL to load the document and answer the questions about it. So this is a RAG how it is going to work, right? So in that way we are going to use this to write it. Okay. So just we are asking for that. Next. So if we asking means we are going to give a box, right? So for that I'm just using place your URLs here like this. URLs. This is a where when the user gives some URL, I need to take that URLs, right? So if you are user, if I gave that search box like that, so if I ask that provide a URL to get loaded with the article, so for that you are going to provide one article URL. So if you're going to give that type of URL, I need to take, right? So for that, I'm just created this variable. So in that variable, just you need to enter your URLs, text input, not text area. Okay, text area, enter your URLs, or else I need URLs better, right? Height, let me take it as 100. Means the box height, guys. Okay, don't worry, don't think anything. Now, what happened to 9? So now, so we need to start with that analyzing. So let me check, do one thing. Vector store. I'm just creating two variables, guys. Okay, to store my information. Okay, vector source session state. So it's nothing but I'm just creating a vector store, nothing but these variable will carry complete my information which has been provided by the URL input. It need to carry. So that is the thing. Next, I'll create one more if condition. If Q and A chain. So what is this chain? We'll discuss. Okay. Don't worry. So this is also one of the variable just going to do for purpose. Okay, we'll discuss this in upcoming lines. Okay, so you're clear, right? So this is a vector store, this is a variable just we are creating for storing our information which we send. See, if there is an article, so that article need to be used, right? So in that scenario we need to check. Just a minute, why I'm just getting error here. I think I missed something. Just a minute, let me check that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is about that. Now, so here the main process to hit. So what we need to do after when the user going to provide the URL for us, we need to create a button. Okay, we need to create a button. For that button, the user, when the user will enter the information, means when the user will give the information, that need to be processed, means the button need to send that information to LLM need to take. Okay, it need to process. So how these things we are going to connect? Before that, these to load article we need to go to web, right? So we need to go to their URL area, and there we need to collect the information, that complete text. So how this process is going to work, we'll see. Okay, before that, just have a small break. Okay, just we'll have a small break, we'll continue furthermore. Okay, have a 5 minutes break. Okay, let me change this for your sake. Okay, this is how just I added the community. Okay, guys, just have a 5 minutes break. Continue. Yes, guys, let's continue now. So where we are, guys, are you able to see the screen? Is it okay? So now what we need to just we did a vector. So what we did means just we have created a variable that it will store the information. So in Streamlit, the session state is nothing but it is going to help you in the way that it will follow the step by step. So it will help you to store the information which was extracted from this URL. So when the user going to give the information, no, that will be stored here. So how it is going to work, we'll see in the further steps. Okay. Now, I already said that I will create button. Okay. Load document. Okay. Let me take this as a load document. And just if not you, for example, you haven't provided any URL, so it need to write something, right? So you need to provide input, they enter at least one URL. So it need to show that something that please enter at least one URL. So this is a message is going to be raised. You can raise an error or you can raise a warning. So I'm just going to write elif not OS. Okay, get EV. Okay, what this EV environment. Okay, let's see. So it's going to check our API key. If or just no need to write a number of times. Okay. So here you will write your Google API key. Please set a Google API key environment variable. So you need to give the your API key. Okay. So if you haven't provided API key also, it's going to raise a error. Now coming to health part. So you provided your URL correctly and you provided your API key correctly. So we need to go for the more. Right? Else part. Right. URL. URLs, URL or URLs. What is the name we took? URL, right? In this part, we are going to specify URL strip URL. So, for example, you gave 3 URLs at a time. Okay. So for that, we need to specify. We need to strip it, right? So input split with a comma. Okay, fine. Or we can take as a slash n. It's also going to work. Okay. Next, if not URLs. So you provided that URL is a not right URL, so you're going to get an error or it's a warning. Okay. Else with. Okay. st dot, I'm using spinner. Okay, so while processing, you can see in Google, right? So they're going to give spinner. So in that way, it is, we are going one spinner, it is going to spin that, it is loading, the content is loading in that way. If not, okay, spinner, we're going to use try, right? Try. So try block. So in the try block, I'm just going to load web baser now. So what happened? I'm going to use load baser. So here I'm going to pass URLs. Okay. So it will load into my document. Okay. So it's going to load into my document. So what happened here? So we'll call the load baser. So web base loader means nothing but it will go to web base, search for that URL, and that information is going to be loaded in this document. Okay. Next, after when we receive the document, so we'll go for the text splitter. We will go for the text splitter. So and we're going for the this is a recursive character text splitter. So it will help you to split the document. Okay, according you expected format. Okay, I'm just getting 200 means that data is going to split it into 200 chunks. Means chunks is nothing but every chunk is going to carry some lines of text. Okay. So that information, text split information, that is going to be stored in splitted docs. So the docs has been splitted. Okay. Now we are going to use embeddings. Now we are going to use embeddings. So use this embeddings to convert the information into embeddings format. Okay. So we'll use generative embeddings. So let me do one thing. I'll add embeddings as well as model. So I'll use one of the model which is very, very good for embedding purpose. So that models slash embedding. Okay. This is one of the model, guys. So which will do the process of embeddings. So after embedding, so we'll add the session state. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. So I'll just use the vector store, right? We have created a vector store. So where we have created here, right? So we are going to use this vector store to store after embedding the information. It is going to be stored here. Okay. Is this clear? Next. So the vector is going to be stored the information. So I'll just call my LLM now. Here LLM equals to, I'm going to use chart generative a vector. So this model, for this I'm not going to use this base model. I'm going to use Gemini because I'm using my Google API key, right? So that is the thing. Gemini slash 1.5 Flash Pro. So I think the Flash is free or not, I didn't check right now. So I'll use Flash. Okay. So Flash model, is it working now? So Gemini 1.5 Flash. So I'm going to use, this is my model now. So we are going to set complete thing is retrieval. So it need to go with the in a chain format. So I'll just use session state chain. Okay. So what this VLLM? So already we had LLM, right? So these LLM will help you to do the process. Sorry guys, sorry for the interruption. So where we are? Okay. So now we need to add some LLM. Okay. Yeah. LLM I'm just using. Okay, chain type is suitable for smaller context, means nothing but it is going to use for small things, means it will send the context. For example, in our document we have 200, right? 200 chunks we have, so it will send the smaller stuff. So that is a thing we took, the stuff is smaller chain type. And retrieve vector store, so it will retrieve from the vector store. So we have already stored the information in vector, right? So it's going to get there from the thing, and it will return the document. Okay, so this is a thing. Session state will go with this. Now we need to check that. We need to give the information that so it has been successfully, knowledge base built or queue and created successfully. So you can write whatever thing, it is going to show you the message for the user. Okay, next. So for this exception, so if we get any type of issue in this exception, like if it is maybe like a model issue, so then it is going to raise the exceptions of error of loading document. Okay, so just I'm using that st dot session state. Okay, dot vector store none. Okay, nothing but after if it is we are facing any issue, then it is going to be all the things is going to be converted to none, means complete document is going to be erased. So these also chain also going to be erased. Okay, now we will see if session state of let me one thing st dot session state so the name we took here and a chain, right? So here we're going to write st dot write like this. So while loading st dot write. So ask a question about the document. Okay, now just we're going to use question equals to st dot text input. So when the user going to give the question input, so here it is going to take that question. Okay, so that is going to be converted if st dot button. Okay, button, so we'll get answer or we'll add something like get answer. Okay, so for this button we need to convert this also into right in the right format, right? So for that I'm just writing. So if there is no question, no question is not there, if you hit directly without asking any question, it need to write something st dot I'm going to take as a warning. Now please enter the question, at least one question or something. So else, so if there is everything is working with it with st dot, I'm going to use pinner, getting answer. Okay, next try. So what it will do, reason means a result, what are the result is a Q&A, means we are going to pass this query. Okay, so query to this means question we are going to pass, so that is going to follow these steps again. So it will convert everything what we did here. So for our text, in that how we split it, in that way it is going to perform for this also. Okay, and but I will write it again, okay, for your sake, just you will get to know. So it is going to give the results. So what are the thing we're going to get? So st dot subheader answer. Okay, so we are going to give answer st dot write results. So the result is going to be printed. So now display the source. So where, from where it has been got these things. Okay, so like if you are providing different number of documents, so it need to specify from which document it has been. Okay, so st dot subfolder subheader and the source document for I in doc. So here I need to add two things. One is I, okay, I in docs, okay, that enumerate, not this one result. I will go with the enumeration. So that is the thing I want to use this direct integration. Yeah, we got that enumerate of source. Okay, so documentation. So before that, let me do some changes here. So what happened here? So enumerate nothing but it is going to get the source of documentation. It will go for there and it will get the documentation things. Okay. Let me take this. Next, it will write the page doc. So where it has been. So while executing, you'll get to know, guys. Okay. Just let me get to this. I'll take this there. Okay. Source. So docs, if it is the source was not from there, so it need to show that we got from that unknown source. Okay. Next I will write that st dot write f content docs with the finder display. Okay, let me check that is it going to work or not. It was mirrors. Let me see that st dot write. Okay. So yeah, here it is with try we used. So except so if there is any error in the loading document, it is going to rise that error with this. Okay, so getting answer error with this issue. So let's go back. else, right? So in the top we wrote if no, so I'm just writing for that else information. st dot info. Okay, I'll load the document to start asking question. st dot. Okay, write something like this. No need anything. Just close here. Let me check some errors. Okay. I'll do one thing. Just I will add this line change streamlet. Is this present or not? So I will create requirements.txt file. In this, I'll add line chain, line chain, line chain, community. Next line chain, line chain. Okay. Google Gene. Let's see. Okay. Community Google chain and line chain. Next, I need to add Streamlit. Function OpenAI. Why we need to go with OpenAI? No need. So here, I'll go with this terminal. Okay. So let's see. There is a 4 errors. So let me close this one. I'll go with the command prompt. Now I'll create a virtual environment, guys. I'll just create a virtual environment here. Just create a virtual environment. So for virtual environment, we need to specify that Python -m. Okay. So venv. I'm just creating my own rag, right? So I'll name it as .rag. Okay. So this virtual environment is going to be created. Virtual environment while you are working, like installing the file, so it's not going to raise any error. Okay. So it has been installed. So I'll activate now. .rag scripts activate. So here the virtual environment has been activated. So now pip install requirements dot txt. Okay. So what it will do means it will install all the libraries. So what we have said in the requirement.txt, at that time it will install, right? Okay. So we'll wait for that. So just wait for that. Getting installed, so we need to wait. Oh, I think it was taking too much time. Okay. So file launch, okay. Import LangChain. So the issue with the LangChain is going to be rectified. So coming to this, we resolve it. Okay. Just sorry. So everything getting installed. You can see that everything has been installed. So for pip install, so for upgrading pip, it's suggesting us. So let's clarify these ones. Let's see this. Expected where. Okay, where we are missing something. Colon. Let me check once. Yes, okay, I think yeah. Here we need to add one more comparison. Sorry, I didn't see that. In a try block. In try block, balance is a colon. We specified colon, right? Except we wrote except. Let me check this ones. Okay, indentation. Sorry for that. Else, the problem that try statement in length indented. Sorry. Okay, just I need to check with indentation. Sorry for that. Let's close this. Okay. So while working with this, we need to follow proper indentation. Otherwise, this Python will not accept. Yes. Now this I need to indent. Okay. Now expected expression where in this warning. So here expected pylons means nothing but colon. So there was issue with the colon. Just a minute. Just a minute, guys. I'll understand. Getting answer. So here, what is the thing? Okay, I need to remove this column. Then that's it. I think so. Yeah. So the issues has been cleared. So there is no issues. See, nothing but guys. So let me minimize this. So what is the thing is happening here? Just we are loading our URLs. See why I'm just doing this all the things. So what is generally the what is meant by RAG? RAG is nothing but it is going to augment retrieval, retrieval augment generation. See, while we're using an LLM, so we are going to integrate with something. We are going to integrate with some other LLM. So if you ask today's information, it need to give. So for that, I'm just building a model. So I'm just using from one of the Gemini model, Flash 1.5. So using that model, I'm just for that LLM, I'm just taking URLs from outside. Okay, URLs from outside. So from that URLs, this model going to read the URLs. Okay, this model going to read complete that URLs. After reading that URLs, it will store the information here. Okay, after just when the user will enter here URL, it will store the information in vector store. Okay, after storing, what it will do, it will here the process is going to happen. Means it will take the URL. Here you can see that I'm just calling that URL with the load web pages. So this is a module which will help you to go to web page, and means in the Chrome it will go for web page, but on the URL you specify, it will go there and it will extract the information from the document and it will pass to the load baser. Okay, it will pass as a document. So that document will start converting. Means if you get the text data, what you will do, you will split, right? You will split the data and will make it as a chunks, and after converting the chunks, you will do embedding. Embedding, what it will do, it will convert the all the text data into numbers format, means like a vector format. So that vector is able to understand by the model. So we'll pass that model to LLM. So what the LLM we are using, Gemini model is Gemini 1.0 Flash. This is from Google. Okay, so we are going to use that model. We'll pass this document to the model. Model will understand. So when the user will ask the question, that question, it will follow the same process. That is the thing we took here, chain again. Okay, queue chain. So this queue chain will help you to do the same process for question also, and it will convert the vector. Then adding both these two, it will call to the next. When we get the query, with the query, it will call to the this function. Okay, this function. So then it is going to answer, and that answer is going to be printed here. So this is a simple. I'll show that while running this code. You'll get to know. You'll understand more in detail. Okay. Okay. run am.py. Okay, so you need to, for running this command, this you need to enter. So just a minute, I'll share that. It's creating page. I'll share one document. There was an error. Guys, are you able to see the screen? Okay, I'll share that web page. Okay, how it has been created. Just a minute, I'm just running that. So I need to pass URL. Just a minute. Where is my URLs? Just need to get URLs. Guys, check that while passing URL, you need to be clear that. So is that accepting or not? Means some of the news readers will not accept that. Okay. Let me ask that Amazon plans to invest. Okay. So I'm just sharing once. Just check that. I hope you see the screen. Okay. Just a minute. I'm sharing the screen. This is a page, guys. This is a web page. So just now we have created. Those are simple. You can see here while I'm just running the code, it has been showing this. So these are the two URLs I'm going to specify there. See about this Amazon. So Amazon is investing a billion towards. So okay, this is my URL toward campus in North Korea. So I expand to the cloud computing and artificial intelligence infrastructure and bring massive shock. So this is the thing. This is my question I'm going to ask there. Okay, let's see is that is going to work or not. Let me copy that URLs. Go here, paste it. Let me, and I'll paste it this also. So why? Because why I took this one platform means that it is providing access for us, like other news portals is not providing access. So while loading our knowledge builds also, you need to check that. Okay, BS4. Okay, I need to check that once again. Okay, just a minute. Give me a minute. Just a minute. I'm just clearing that. Okay, I need to install beautiful soap because this rag I haven't missed that. Okay, sorry for that. What I'll do, I'll just add it to that code. Okay, just a minute. Requirement.txt. I'll install this. Just a minute, guys. Just I'm installing that because this beautiful soap, what it will do means generally while we are going through web based, right? So it will help you to do the process, means it will help you to extract the information. So guys, I hope the screen is visible, right? Just if not, just let me know. I just opened the new one. Okay, just pasting here. Okay, that is for one is health one, another one is. So these are my two. Okay, just let me run this. Loading and processing content. Okay, but it could not import the Chrome debug package. Please install. Okay, sorry, I forgot this too. Sorry for that. Just a minute, I'll refresh it. No worry. I forgot to install this also. Just a minute, guys. Okay. Just a minute. I'll open it once. Just simple. Just I have installed. Added some more to my requirements. That's it. I'll share this code. Okay, don't worry. Again, it's taking time. Just we need to install. So if you miss the library, then it is going to rise error. Okay. Oh, just let me check it once again. So it was installed successfully. Just let me run this. So what happened? What happened? It's taking too much time. Just let me run this again. Just a minute, guys. I'm just installing that Chroma DB pick install Chrome. Just I have added that for requirements. Okay. Just let me run that again. Okay now. I hope now it will work. See that it has been loaded successfully. Now what we need to do, we'll ask that question. What is that Amazon plans to invest? So how much is okay? So this is my question. Just let it on get answer. Right? So it will provided was right answer. So it has been took from here, right? So not only like this, you can ask a number of answers. Okay. So you can see that it has been took the source from this documentation, the first documentation. Okay, like this you can pass and you'll get the huge information. Try to edit this. It will give the more information for you. Okay. 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 So you can see here, right? So if you want to get the information from the first document also, it's going to provide. So now we can conclude that it is taking the information from the source we have provided and it is going to give the answers. Okay. This is how this RAG is going to work, guys. Okay. I hope you understood. I didn't get the answer. So what's your question? Localhost. So you want to train your own data, means like PDF documentations. In place of passing URL, you need to use not web scrap. You need to use your personal PDF documents and you need to give. Okay. Guys, I hope you understood this session with a practical understanding of RAG. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, guys, don't worry. For coming to the code, I'll share the code in the group. Okay. Okay, we'll meet in the next session. How was the session? Today's session? Yes, I'll share definitely. Don't worry. I'll add complete. So till now I showed no. So okay, adding of documents. Okay, if there is time, I'll show it. Otherwise, I'll share the code. You can check that. Okay. Okay, guys. Take care. We'll meet in the next session. I hope you understood the session. So try to learn more. So today we discussed about RAG. In the upcoming session, we'll see how this image generation process will go. Okay. We'll see a chatbot and we'll see the image generation. Okay. Using Streamlit. We'll meet in the next session, guys. Bye. Have a nice day. Take care.